All right, folks, it is day 60.
Yesterday was the Nero, and we're well rested and ready to roll.
Sure we are. Goal today is, I think, 9.8 miles.
10 miles to the shelter. 10.1.
Uphill.
10.1.
No, it's up and down. I don't know. It says 9.8 on the sign.
That's signalized. The top of the hill is like 10 point something also. So we're going to do 10 miles. No matter what, we're doing 10 miles today. Got to average 10 miles a day.
All
if
right.
we average 10 and a half, we'll be at Katahdin by August 30th. That's what I'm going to do, Sydney, anyway.
All
So, yeah, happy birthday, Sydney Claire.
Happy birthday, Sydney. Hope it's a great one.
See y'all.
All right.
Just
So we've made it up and over our first hump out of Bennington, and we have stopped to collect water. So I think the next reliable water source is 7 miles ahead, and we are getting ready to climb again. Feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good?
Yeah, after you smashed all my snacks, I'm good.
I accidentally stepped on his smacks. It's fine. It's fine. It's really fine.
Over here for a while.
They'll taste the same.
I ain't got to chew them as much either.
Physically, I feel pretty good. I think Bill feels pretty good. Blue is meh. Of the group, I think his feet are the worst. Bill and I are, at least the skin on our feet's holding up pretty well. Bugs much, but Blue's Clues is not doing so well in the foot area. He actually has like big chunks of skin falling. It's pretty nasty.
Got zombie feet.
Yeah, he's got zombie feet. So he's gonna have to be careful with those. There's been a lot of moisture on this portion of the trail, so
A lot of moisture. It's moist.
it's wet, it's muddy. But anyway, I think we're doing pretty good. We're going to get to our first goal today and see how we feel, and maybe push on a little further. But we're just gonna see how we feel. Maybe. All right. We're at Little Pond Lookout. And it's a little lookout. Befitting its name of no pond, but whatever. Whew. Getting close to lunchtime. We're gonna try to push another 1.8. I'll be good and hungry. I'll try to do this while I walk so that you're not listening to just watching the trail as I talk, but I guess I'll address a question that a friend just reached out to me and asked, who is honestly in much better hiking shape than I am, and is hoping to maybe pick up and do part of the southern part of the trail when we head that way. And she was asking my honest opinion if she was going to be able to hang in with that. Absolutely, I believe she can. It's not like always the physicality of doing the trail. I mean, there are obviously, you get tired and stuff. You get hot, you get sweaty, you get fatigued. That's one thing. Sorry, I'll fix that in a minute, but anyway. It's the discomfort. So you can't escape the weather. You can't. There's no way. If every day that it was too hot to comfortably hike, or if it was raining and you didn't want to hike, you can't take off those days. You'll never get there. And so, like, when we hit Vermont and there was all that crappy mud, and I was already kind of miserable from the mud, then we got caught. Here, I'm gonna stop so I can do this. Waiting for Bill to put on his pack, but anyway, we got caught in the rainstorm. And you watch the weather as best you can, but it's kind of a crapshoot either way you go. You don't always have signal, and I had signal, but it wasn't supposed to hit us. Like, all the radars and stuff said it was just going to be a short thing, and it was kind of really passing to the north. So we weren't expecting the rain, but the rain came. So we just kind of covered up and we're trying to wait it out, and it just sat. It sat on us. It didn't go away. So we had to make the choice of just trying to put our packs back on and keep going, or just sit there in the rain. So we got the packs back on and we were trying to get to the shelter. When we got to the shelter, guess what? The shelter's full. So we had no choice but to try to set up our tent. And there was a little break in the rain and we got the tent up, but we were soaked. Our feet are soaked. Your socks are soaked. And even though it wasn't really raining hard the rest of the night, because the trees and stuff were so saturated, it continued to drip all night. And so you can't leave your tent open. You've got to put your vestibule, close it up and everything. And it was not a cold night. It gets steamy in there. So you're hot, you're down. So you don't sleep well, and nothing dries out. And the next morning, you have to get up and put on soggy socks and shoes and your soggy clothes from the day before and start hiking. And I don't sleep well in those conditions. Hey, most people don't. And it's hard. It's hard to mentally get through that stuff. So it's more, I guess, the mental aspect and the discomfort daily. So like today, it's supposed to be a high of 88. And we're trying to push as far as we can in those conditions. We got some good peaks. Like we've climbed back over 3,000 feet. Oops, sorry, kicked a root. That's another thing. But we're trying to push as much as we can under the conditions that we've got, because there's rain coming in tomorrow and even more rain the next day, like thunderstorms, and potentially even the next day. So you got to make the miles while you can, even if it's hot, and we will likely get wet again tomorrow. But that's just part of it. It's more than just the physical aspect, because people are strong. There are a lot of physically strong people that can do this. There's a lot of mental stuff that comes into play, and being able to just live in and with the discomfort. And Bill does that a lot better than I do. Without a doubt. Much better than I do. But I'm trying really hard to adjust my attitude and figure out what works for me. You know, your sleeping stuff may work some nights it doesn't. And it can get cool some nights, but then other nights, it's just, right now it's just hot. So, I mean, there are just things that you deal with. And you're not home. Can't be just lazing around naked all the time when it's hot. So, you just do the best you can. So yeah, she'll absolutely rock it, no doubt. But the mental thing is one of the things you have to be prepared for, and the constant discomfort or the possibility of discomfort. So that's something that you need to be aware of and be prepared for. More later. Trying to get over this little hump. And back down again, and back up just a little to the next viewpoint. I think we're going to try to have some lunch there. Thank goodness. So that's going to be the backside of the Goddard shelter, and there is it's a nice shelter, and then there is a fabulous piped stream just before the shelter. It's cold water, some of the best water that we've run across in a long time. It was so clear and cold. Ooh, it was fabulous. So we all tried to camel up on as much of that as we could, and we are moving on to the next stop to see how many miles we can get in today while the weather holds. That's the goal. I think it's the Kid Gore shelter is the next one, which is about 4.3 miles. And we're gonna try to get there and set up somewhere.
There's a blaze.
There's a blaze?
It's by your right shoulder. Over your right shoulder.
Oh, wow. It is. Those are few and far between so far in Vermont. So there hasn't been a lot of video today. There have been no views to show you really. It's been a day full of PUDs, which are pointless ups and downs. And what you see before me is a lot of the trail that we've been over. So it's kind of hard to video. But we are just upon the shelter, thank goodness. And I'll talk to you a bit when we get there.
I'm topless.
He's topless again. All right, it's the end of day 60. And we hit over 600 miles today. We did what, 14.4?
14.4 sounds right.
And I'll pop in a little picture of that elevation into and out of Bennington.
Yeah, because we hit 3,000 and what, almost 4,000 feet today.
Mm-hmm.
Just a bit of a walk.
I don't know how much we talked about where we stayed last night. We had a Nero yesterday, and we stayed at the Catamount Motel in Bennington, and they're very accommodating to hikers, and they try to keep the rates as low as possible for your through hikers, and they will pick you up at the trailhead and take you back. While we were there, we were very fortunate to meet one of the trail angels, Billy Sir Stops a Lot Mitchell. And he's been doing hiker feeds up and down the trail for several years. He actually was a through hiker. What was his class?
No, he's hiking in section.
Is he doing? He is a last year, I know. I thought he went through.
No.
Okay.
He's been for 35 years.
Okay. Well, anyway.
He's one of the more famous ones up here. He'll do trail magic up here, go north, and when it ends up here, he'll go back down south and do something.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we'll see him again.
We may see him again. Hope we do. They're so kind. We've run into so much generosity from complete strangers on trail. So it's been a pretty beautiful thing. Tomorrow's goal. What's tomorrow's goal? Wake up and walk.
Walk again, as far as we can till we fall out. Until Blue's Clues says, "I'm through, damn it, let's stop."
Yeah.
That's what I said. He did that.
We have a signal now. I should do a video of everybody's feet.
My feet are fine.
With people who have.
Somebody got zombie feet.
Somebody's got zombie feet.
That
It's
boy-
not me.
That boy ain't from the south, man. His feet are falling off. It's bad. That feet ain't never seen a gravel road before.
The black flies are still pretty vicious, or deer flies. I don't know. Another one got me in the head, so that's my third bite. I like this side of my head or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Must be tasty over there.
All the sweat runs that way.
Yeah. Anyway.
Laura stepped on all my snacks today. It's a bad day. Squished up my Fig Newton bars and all my stuff. I'm glad my nabs weren't in there. Okay, that's all I got.
I didn't do it on purpose.
She smiled right before she did it. It was a good day. It was a good day. The first 10 miles were easy today, more or less. Not easy, but they were not bad. The last 4 were pretty tough.
Yeah, it was pretty rough the last 4 miles.
We walked. Basically, the trail was a wash, and it had the little fist-sized rocks all in it, so it was tough on the feet.
There were bigger rocks too. I fell on one.
Yeah, Laura fell
Lots of scrapes and stuff
Still-
today.
still
I
in the mud.
fell,
in the mud.
and then he poked his finger in the indention where it hit the rock.
There was a hole there, but she was laying in the mud, so
Anyway,
Right.
but it was a good day. It was a good day. We had good miles. We were tired when we got here, but
And we have our buddy Hindsight with us. He's not in here right now. He is of British descent. He is a full-blown ginger.
yes, I have pictures of him. They're
Oh,
in our
please
previous videos, but hold on a second. So he has engineered some sad little bivy over there inside the bunk. So we'll see how that works out for him tonight.
We're going to sleep because it's 8 o'clock, 8:02.
Oh, it's
32
late.
minutes past my bedtime.
It's late.
But right over there in the morning, right there.
The word is that we'll be able to see the sunrise right through there.
Blue's Clues won't see it.
No, because
I might
he's
get a limited view.
he'll have a limited
I'm just saying he won't be awake.
a partial. Yeah, that's true too.
That could be.
Generally, he might still be asleep, but we'll see if the sun hits him well enough. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching. And we'll see you later.
Subscribe, share. Hey, I also found out that it's going to be too late by the time this video comes out, so it doesn't matter. But apparently, I've been part of the social media thing on the Pinellian. I don't even do social media. How can I be like one of the nominees?
He was nominated. I don't know who nominated him. I'm not even going to get into who
But I don't
works on all the social media in this group. But this guy was nominated in our little county as one of the best of the best social media people
I'm
to
working
follow.
hard at it. I'm hard working on it. All right.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Fixing my hair. The flies are already attacked us this morning. They'll hit you like right there, so you got covered up.
I got so many fly bites on my head, but anyway,
These aren't horse flies. They say these are deer flies. Looks like a horse fly, just smaller.
it's still a biting fly.
Still eating your butt up.
So it is day
61.
61.
Yep. Tomorrow will be 2 months on trail.
Mm-hmm.
But today is day 61. Our goal is a 15-mile area.
Mm-hmm. We're supposed to be climbing up Stratton Mountain today. There is some weather that is potentially coming in that we're going to keep a look at.
Don't want to get caught at that height in a storm or a possibility of a storm. And that's going to be like 4,000 feet. So safety does come in at some point. One time, safety is an issue.
So there's a road up here. When we get to that, we will check the weather again and see what we're looking at. And we may take kind of a weather trail around.
They do make weather trails for these situations to where you get too high and the lightning and all that stuff. It's just 4,000 foot in a lightning storm is not good.
No. And it makes the rocks and stuff, when you're climbing that high, you're going to be going over boulder scrambles and coming down just as steeply. And it makes it, it's dangerous.
And we walked basically 4 miles down a wash yesterday. So if it's raining really hard, then you're walking in a river.
So anyway.
Safety first. It's a good day so far. Laura woke up. Blue's Clues woke up. I said, hey, we're going to take a zero in Manchester. And let me tell you what, dude, it's like I shot them up with some meth. They ready to roll.
All right.
So
we're going to top off on a little bit of water and get rolling.
Yeah.
See you guys down the trail.
It's going to be a good day no matter what.
Later.
Cheers.
So we are moving at what feels like a terribly slow pace, but the trail hasn't been very kind so far this morning. Been lots of obstacles and things to maneuver around and over and that sort of thing. But it started off really warm, but it almost seems to have gotten a little better since we've been rolling along, so that's a bonus. And still keeping an eye on the weather.
All right, so walking through Vermont and just got to thinking, you know, if anybody asked me what would I do different on hiking this trail, the one thing I know I would do different is I would go as light as I could afford to go. I could have went lighter on the weight, but I've got some stuff I've had for a while. I didn't want to swap it out. I like it. It's good equipment. And like my backpack, I could probably cut 2 pounds off my backpack, but it would cost me a couple $100 extra for a lighter backpack. They make some that don't weigh hardly anything. But then when you get one that light, it doesn't carry as much weight. So then you got to buy a lot of gear to put in it. And that's where it kind of gets you on the price and everything. And I like what I got, but if I had to change anything, I would go lighter on my gear. I could have afforded to go a little lighter, but like my wife says, I'm stubborn and I hate to spend money. But now let's talk about Vermont. I was really hating Vermont the first day. And let's turn this thing around if I can. I was really hating Vermont the first day. But now This is our third, fourth day, whatever, hiking in Vermont. The first day sucked. It really did. It was terrible. But when it comes down to it, I just realized that Massachusetts kicked us in the butt, kicking us out, because it was tough the last few miles of Massachusetts. They just smooth kicked us in the butt and kicked us over into Vermont, and Vermont just slapped us in the face. And we took a butt kicking and a face slapping and got miserable and got all up in our emotions. But at the end of the day, Vermont's not that bad. But now when it rains, either this afternoon or tomorrow, it's gonna turn back into mud. But the last couple of days in Vermont have been pretty nice. So, that's all I got to say. See y'all down the trail.
We are coming up on the first shelter. I'm gonna take our break, have a snack, boost that energy a little, and get back on trail. It's not nap time yet, Bill.
Good mountain marsh. There's the beaver den.
So we just had our snack at the shelter, and I double checked the weather, and we have a stronger chance of thunderstorms coming in early this afternoon. So we will more than likely take a bad weather trail around the mountain. We'll see. But I was going to mention, so Bill follows a lot of people on YouTube and has been following couples that started the trail earlier before we left. And we actually met them yesterday, and then again this morning we had an opportunity to meet Drifter and Blue from On the Loose, and I will be sure to tag them in this video. We got a little photo with them, so hopefully we'll kind of be around them for a bit on the trail. But it's cool to meet the people that you've watched and gotten information from while you're on trail. But there was a little pro tip that I wanted to show you guys. So when you're doing water collection, a lot of times there's a really small or a dispersed little dribble of water coming down. And what you can do to help make a more steady stream or spigot is you find a leaf and you place it in the stream of water, and it creates a more consolidated or even flow. It makes it easier to fill your water bottle or bag, whichever you're using. And so that's your pro tip for the day. Leaf spigot. I will add that the last two water sources have been some of the best water. Oh, so cold and clear.
And it's, I gotta stop it. Ready? And it's spigot with a G, not spigot with a CK, just so you know.
They probably know that.
I didn't.
I know. This stuff right here is why we are working hard to avoid getting caught in the bad weather. It's hard enough to traverse when it's dry or mostly dry, but in a downpour with lightning and thunder and heavy rain, no thank you. No thank you at all. I can't see him. I don't know if you can hear him, but yes, that is a squirrel fussing at me. Most likely for pooping in his yard, and I apologize. But it was in your yard or in my pants, so in your yard it was.
It is now the ending of day 61. We covered our miles today. The weather didn't get bad. We're pleased with that. We were really worried about a severe storm.
Yeah, but we actually had some sprinkles when we actually made it to the shelter.
Yeah, big shelter. We got here. Big shelter. Got here early. Lots of kids here now. We're staying in the tent.
Stratton Pond Shelter. That's what it was, Stratton
Pond. Nobody wants to stay in a shelter with about 10,
Oh my gosh.
13, 14-year-old boys. So,
And I got another black fly bite there.
Yeah, flies are tough.
I got, look, that one, that one.
It's been pretty tough on the fly biting. Tomorrow is a 10-mile day, roughly.
Headed into Manchester.
Manchester for True Zero, which means we will hike in. We will not do anything Thursday. And then Friday, we will either leave Friday morning or Friday after lunch. It just depends, but we won't do any hiking at all on Thursday.
We're not going to do any hiking. We may find you some shorts.
Yeah,
or
my
a new
short.
shirt.
I've lost a little bit of weight, and my shorts are kind of baggy on my
And they
butt.
have holes in the butt.
Well, you know, but they're baggy too. So, it's been a good hike. Been a good day.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big pond here. We didn't go to the pond, so oh well. Some of the other guys went swimming. We met a couple of new guys we haven't seen before tonight. That's Flipper from England, and forgot the other guy's name.
Is it Pinocchio? No.
Well, that was their
That was their
names.
names last year, Pinocchio and Cheetah.
A guy from Wisconsin. I'll talk to him later. I just don't remember his name right now. But it's been a good day. Wasn't too hot, so that goes a long way. Hopefully, we will beat the bad part of the rain tomorrow. It's like 100% of rain tomorrow, so we're going to waddle our butts down as fast as we can to town.
Mm-hmm.
But we've been pretty good so far. Hungry.
Yeah. We talked about steak today. Bill's ready for a steak.
Yeah, I haven't really thought much about food, but today I'm thinking I need a big old steak to eat and some big old potato and a big salad or something. So we may work that into. So video today, video tomorrow. 0 day, probably no video. We'll
We
figure
may
it out.
give you a little bit of
It's a ritzy. We're staying in a ritzy place.
the Aspen
Yeah,
Motel
Aspen.
in
Yeah, Aspen.
Manchester.
Yeah, it's the cheapest of the ritzy places.
Yeah, it's hard to find somewhere to stay.
It's not the richest of the cheapest places though.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. I think that's it.
I can't think of anything else important other than you didn't smash my snacks today, which was a very pleasant thing. She smashed my snacks yesterday.
Not on purpose. Anyway, thanks for watching.
Just